And we're back with some more action for the Casual EAL tonight. That's the Casual Esports Amateur League, if you didn't know what the acronym was. It's me, Scattercat. I am back with Hyers once again, and we are jumping into the second match of the night. What two teams do we have here, Hyers? Let's introduce them to everybody.
If I'm not mistaken, is the Dandelion Knights versus Paid by Steve.
All right. And just so that everybody knows who's what color, Paid by Steve is on the red side and the Dandelion Knights are on the blue side. So we're joining the game here midway through. They're already at the 21-minute mark. And the game is incredibly even right now. There's only a 1,000 gold difference. And as I'm talking, you know, right away there's some action. Vigor gets a kill on the Xerath. Now, we didn't really get a chance to analyze their team comps before the game started, look at their picks or bans or anything like that, unfortunately. It would be great for us to know what those were once the game's over. I would love to know who they banned. But let's just talk about the team comps they have right now for the moment. I'm a little surprised about the Master Yi for jungle. I just don't see Master Yi as like a priority pick for gold or platinum players all that much. And as I'm talking, they get a really good kill in mid lane. They go after the Jarvan, get a stun on him, and Jinx finishes him off with the Super Mega Death Rocket. Ezreal responds with a True Shot Barrage, but it doesn't really do much. Just clears out the minions, really. Ooh. Mundo tries to take on the Syndra there, but Syndra's able to get away, stuns him, makes her escape. And now it's just a bunch of clearing out wards here for the Dandelion Knights. Taking care of some wards, going over by Dragon Pit. Looks like they're going to go for the dragon. So we'll see how successful this is for them.
Just looking at these comps here, I feel like the Dandelion Knights have a slight advantage. They have a little more CC. The Mundo is a good late game into that Kennen, the Syndra, and the Xerath. Full AP there, not going to be good against them. The Jinx carry, I mean, they have so many scaling champions, including the Veigar support, that can just eventually pop people.
That's very true. I mean, at the same time, though, Ezreal's also a late game champ. He's stronger in late than he is in the early stages of the game, at the very least. But on top of that, if you get the right engage with the Kennen and the Jarvan, that can almost just wipe out a whole team on its own, because the Kennen stun takes care of so many people, and it can just allow the Syndra, the Ezreal, and the Xerath to just go nuts on landing damage on all of them.
Oh, without a doubt. But I feel like the Dandelions here are probably going to go for split push. They know that Paid by Steve has an extremely strong team fight. They have that Mundo in there. He can legitimately 1v1 anything that Paid by Steve has.
Absolutely, and Ansem is doing his best here. He's trying to hold the Mundo at bay, and as long as he can wave clear, he can do that. He can prevent the Mundo from getting tower. And he can be really annoying to the Mumu in the process. But around the map, it's only a one tower. It's only a one tower advantage by the Dandelion Knights, and the gold is almost completely even. They do have more dragons, which really helps them out. And there goes that Mundo. He's threatening the tower. Ansem with the Kennen tries to go in, tries to stop him, makes him back off. Oh, Jarvan goes for the engage, but it's just not good enough. He gets stunned right away. He can't finish the job, and he pays for it. Oh, they really wanted to continue on that Ezreal there. The Jinx used the heal, or not Jinx, sorry, she didn't use heal. Vigor used heal to try to help them, but the Ezreal's got that escape. He's got that built into his kit. Kennen doing damage to the Mundo. He wants to go in and finish him off. Can he do it? No, Mundo gets the cleaver to end his life. And as that's going on up in top lane, the Dandelion Knights are able to finish off everybody. And they're going to get this tower. They're going to get a lead here. They finally have a lead. It's 3,000 gold now on their side.
I think Ansem had the right idea there. I just think he may have forgotten, or maybe he didn't expect so much damage to come off from the Mundo. He does more damage if he has less HP with his E and his Burning Agony, I believe it's called. Let me double check.
Yeah, Burning Agony.
Yeah, Burning Agony.
Right.
It reduces the amount of CC by 10 to 15% right now. Oh, he has it at 15% right now.
Yeah, either Ansem wasn't counting on it being that good, or it is also a possibility that Ansem didn't think Mundo would have his ultimate back yet. It could have been that as well, because he did activate it there in that fight. He did use it. Just clearing out Vision and Baron Pit, so that's going to help them out here. They do need a little bit of time. They got to try to get some objective advantages on their side here, or they're going to have to do some really good positioning, maybe get a pick or two to help them catch up. But Paid by Steve has to figure something out here.
Paid by Steve has two options at the moment, from what I can see. The Dandelion Knights are playing the split push comp, so their options are either to force the 4v5 or force the 5v1 onto the Mundo.
I mean, it kind of... I would not do the 5v1 on the Mundo, because that's just going to open up... the second that they decide to pull the trigger on doing something like that, then the Dandelion Knights know they have a free Baron, and they're all positioning like somewhere around that side of the map right now. Oh, really good stun by the Vigor. Gonna take out that Ezreal. The minions end up getting a tower, which that does give them some global gold, but you know, it's still a 4,000 gold lead for the Dandelion Knights. Mundo is he's fighting the Jarvan. Jarvan is... Xerath was trying to do damage to help out. Ooh. Nice job getting that Baron. They already have a lead, and that Baron's just going to help them out even more. They all recall. They all reset. Jinx is just casually walking down to Dragon. They're going to set up to do that now. Meanwhile, Paid by Steve, you know, they got to figure out what they're going to do. The Jinx has 3 items. She's at a very good place right now. She's a force to be reckoned with against anybody in the game. Ezreal is also at 3 items, but one of them is a Bork, and while the Bork might be good for Mundo, it's not going to help him out for much else than that.
Paid by Steve needs to do something. They need to try to force a fight. The Mundo at this point is going to get too tanky for anyone on Paid by Steve to take them down. Yes, they have some good damage in there, but realistically speaking, Slattery on Ezreal is not going to be able to burst or put down enough DPS onto that Mundo.
I just don't think so. I mean, I get why the Bork was chosen, because Bork is good against Mundo. You know, it's an item that helps against huge tanks like that. But I think even with that, Ezreal still should go with a Gunblade or some other item, just because he needs something that's going to help him against the rest of that team too.
Generally speaking, usually when an Ezreal picks up, I may be wrong here, I'm not an ADC main, but when an Ezreal picks up that Blade of the Rune King, is to give his Q a little bit more damage plus that slow.
I mean, the slow helps, it does. And I mean, it does give him extra damage on his Q, but like, a Gunblade does the same thing. You know, it gives him extra damage on his Q. And as we're discussing Gunblade versus Blade of the Rune King, we get some more action. Ezreal ends up taking out the Master Yi, but Dandelion Knights are just pushing hard. They're getting an inhibitor for their troubles. Ezreal's trying to defend. He throws out the True Shot Barrage, but oh, the Ezreal and the Kennen both get stunned by the Vigor cage, the wall. And this might be the end for Paid by Steve. They might go out here in this 30-minute game. That is indeed going to be the end of the game. What a great close by the Dandelion Knights. You know, when we joined the game 10 minutes ago, it was dead even. You know, gold difference was minimal. It was 100, 200 gold for the difference. And Dandelion Knights, just like they all put the pedal to the metal. They all just went in there and just took control of that game.
Yes, they did.
And now let's now that game is over, let's take a look here at the damage graphs. We should try to get a look at those here. See if that'll tell us more of a story of how that game went so much in the Dandelion Knights' favor. So as we look at the graphs here, yeah, I mean the Annie just a surprising amount of damage because Jinx was getting a lot of those kills. Master Yi was doing a lot of work. The Vigor was getting a lot of stuns down to help facilitate those kills for the Jinx and for the Master Yi. But we all just kind of forgot about Annie. She was always there doing work. It just wasn't as visible to us. But she does end up getting the most damage on her team. Followed up surprisingly by the Mundo. You would not expect him to have that much damage, but he does have a lot.
I feel like Annie is a sleeper OP in lower elo just for the mere fact of how easy it is for her to use your kit and how it flows together. She not only has decent single target CC and damage, with her Tibbers, that damage is spread out across the.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct about that. I mean, she might be a sleeper OP down in lower elo, but you know, this is platinum and gold ranked players up here, you know, like, or I don't know, maybe one of these guys is diamond. I haven't checked out all of their op.gg pages yet, but you know, like I would not have thought that anybody up here would have picked Annie. Granted, you know, Tibbers is point and click. There's no wind up. There's no way that you see it coming. But, you know, I just didn't think that Annie would be this strong going into this game today.